Sup fams? Channel Eps, episode 101, continuing my conversations with Maria Tsang on the intersections of spirituality and entrepreneurship. This is part 3 of 6. Let's begin.
It's not random.
In what
Like,
part?
it happens for a reason, that kind of thing.
Well, everything... Interesting. Everything happens for a reason, but it's like a cause and effect, right?
Yeah.
It's like causality and effect, like a matrix. Like, there is a... everything happens for a reason,
Yeah.
right? At this present time. Oh,
Yes.
wait, the present's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's gone.
And then it
And
may
it's gone.
change after, yeah.
And it changes.
Yeah, it's
So
ever changing.
it's never changing. So when you talk about everything happens for a reason, at that point in time, and that point in time is gone, because because we're going through this time.
It's gone,
It's
but
gone.
it also stays in your memory.
In your memory,
Yeah.
in your memory, if you choose to keep it.
Yes, yes, if you choose to, yeah.
So everything happens for a reason. There's a cause and effect.
Yeah.
But it's always just like think that we're measuring in seconds. Cause effect.
This frame, next
Cause
frame,
effect.
yeah.
Cause effect.
Yeah.
Cause effect. Cause effect.
Yeah.
So whatever action you do right now, whether you have an idea or maybe it could be a career idea, a proposal idea, or something we want to go, we want to explore.
So it's like infinite parallel universe
Oh yeah.
by second.
Well, okay.
Kind
So
of thing.
yeah. So I think there's my saying is that at every infinite point in time, there are infinite possibilities that can come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So every infinite, because time is like we can measure time, but really, what is time? Time is it's like cutting something in half and half and half, right?
Yeah.
It's it's infinite.
Yeah.
So time can be that way. So at every infinite point in time, there are infinite outcomes. That being said, so why doesn't a car suddenly fall out of this roof for a ramp? Well, because I think that in this particular universe, the physics is structured in a certain way that a dinosaur is not going to come out of my window for no reason.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
that doesn't
X,
work.
Y, Z grid.
Well,
more than that,
it's
but
conditioned to these certain parameters, right? So perhaps we are kind of locked in that sort of spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to open the floodgates and anything is possible, then yeah, it's fucking gobbledygook.
Yeah.
That's why it's entropy. It's everything. It's also that's why there's the theory of infinite universes. There's multiverses. There's different universes, different conditions. There's actually apparently a parallel universe that's like multiple infinite parallel universes with their own tweaked conditions.
Mm-hmm.
That yes, when one other universe we're having a conversation, suddenly like a dinosaur came into our room and said hi.
Is it friendly?
It could be friendly, or it could it's
Yeah,
hungry, wants a good meal, and we're gone. So there's that kind of theory as well.
That kind of ties into the story how we connect.
Uh-huh.
Like there are many reasons that we could have never connected in the first place.
True.
Because you actually belong to like a circle of my sister's friends' friend.
Right.
Whatever. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say as it is.
Yeah.
You kind of belong to my sister who's few years older than I am.
Yeah.
That group, right? The age group. Let's just call it.
That was OG, man. Yeah. So back in the
and then you belong to the cool kids group.
we were.
I'm not saying that I wasn't cool, okay? But then at
What was
least
my
age
cool
wise,
kid?
like how elementary school kids, or high school kids wouldn't play with elementary school kids, that kind of concept, right? And I was in high school, you already driving your cool ass, cool Mini Cooper, red car.
I don't know what's a cool kid
around.
over there. I don't know, man.
You belong to the cool circle. And I just got here. I have no idea what the hell I was doing. Just going to high school, trying to merge in and trying to be normal. Trying to normalize and fit in. Right. That was what I was going through. So that was. So we had no reason. Universe had no reason why we should have met that early,
Yeah.
But then it wasn't until I was already working at YP, and then I saw your work being displayed in, one of the very popular design magazines in Hong Kong, Milk magazine.
Was it Milk or was it
Yes.
IDN magazine?
No,
Or
Milk.
Computer Arts?
Milk. Yeah.
I don't
Because I was working on Lane Crawford.
Yeah.
So there was, there was
there were a lot of
period where, yeah, I was looking at a lot of like a Hong Kong like fashion driven, like
I think it
cool
rings a bell.
magazines.
Yeah.
And then Milk was one of them. And then I saw your work. I was like from Ottawa. I was like, or Canada or something. I was like, Eric. I was like, who?
Milk magazine?
Milk, yeah.
I remember, I remember Design 360.
You had the
IDN magazine.
the transformer, and then you also displayed the city lights, the gold one.
Are you sure
golden
it
one.
Are you sure it wasn't? Oh,
I might still have it.
Tiger Translates.
Yes.
It was part of the Tiger
Was it
Translate
on
campaign.
Onitsuka?
That was Onitsuka. That was part of the Onitsuka Tiger, or is it the Tiger Beer campaign? But I think Milk
I
featured
think
it.
it's Onitsuka.
Onitsuka Tiger?
Yeah. How can you not remember your own work?
Something with Tiger. I don't know.
Something with Tiger. Yeah.
Was it
I
kind of
think it's
that's how
Onitsuka.
long ago it was.
Yeah.
Almost forgot about it.
Yeah, I was like.
It's
this
either
name
Tiger
is
Beer or
really
Onitsuka
familiar.
Tiger.
Yeah.
No, Tiger Beer.
Because there are not that many artists, or there are not that many Eric Chen at least in Ottawa.
No, that was totally me. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was approached
And
by.
I looked up, and then I had to, like reached out to you.
God,
and I was like,
that was 2007, 2008,
Yeah.
man. Shit, that was crazy.
So it was actually designed that brought us together.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Hey. Wow. Talk about degrees of separation.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Wow.
What's
I
even
don't
like,
even remember that was how you we got connected because of that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I did not know that. It was Tiger Translate. I think it was Tiger. Onitsuka Tiger or Tiger Beer. I don't know. Something Tiger in it. But I was approached by her name what's her name? Jennifer Chan, I think. Because I don't know where she is now, but I was approached by her and then
from the magazine or
from-
one of those curators,
curators.
right?
And then she was interested in having me part of into the book.
Mm.
And I was like, yeah, I'll be happy to do it and just just write an artist. And then then they did a campaign, a group exhibition at in Beijing.
Was that soon after that?
It was part of the whole Tiger. I think it's Tiger Beer, or is it? I don't know.
But why do I keep thinking it's Onitsuka?
I don't think it's in this Tiger.
It's not?
This thing it's a Tiger Translate,
Okay.
but it's part of the Tiger Beer.
I think there's something translated in it.
Yeah, and then the Beijing's I don't know, it's still famous, but the 798
Oh, the district. Yeah.
district. So they had a
three numbers.
Yeah, 798.
Yeah.
798.
It became really commercialized after.
It came, before, but that time
Yeah.
was like really like artist.
Yeah,
like,
cool,
really,
hip, yeah.
really kind of like.
Yeah.
So I think it could have been
Underrated
more.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, under the radar.
Yeah,
It was more
indie.
underground. Yeah, indie, underground, and then they secured this big. I don't know, like factory or something inside, and then very industrial,
Yeah.
and we had these huge artworks.
Did you go there?
No, I didn't go. Unfortunately, I didn't go. They sent me a lot of photos. I still have the photos.
Yeah.
Like, they sent me a lot of photos. I was like, wow,
Good stuff.
that's so
Stuff,
good.
Yeah.
That was 2007, man. Woo!
Yeah, because it's just
Hard.
1 year before Olympics. in
Yeah, that's
Beijing.
right.
So that's when they were really
2008.
starting to
It was
flourish. Yeah, that's when we
That's right,
started
2008. The
doing
Bird's
a
Nest.
lot of hotels in China too.
That's right. Did you
The
do
golden years, yeah.
Yeah, those are the golden years. Did you do the Lane Crawford project? Was that in
Lane
China? or was
Crawford.
it-
When I entered in Pushelberg,
Like Vietnam.
we were doing Lane Crawford IFC. We were just wrapping it up, and then we started on a new one, which is Lane Crawford Beijing.
Yeah,
So I was really involved in that one.
yeah.
And then after that, I kept saying we, but yeah, and then I worked on the Park Hyatt Hangzhou, which is it's still one of my favorite work that I've done in my past 17 years. Yeah.
Wow. Park Hyatt.
It's and
Crazy.
also because they put a lot of money. They're going to spend, right?
Yeah, of course. You gotta make it.
So-
You gotta make it like top notch for
Yeah.
for the crowd.
Yeah, and
Oh.
I was still learning
Yeah.
the interior design way.
Yeah.
And then palettes and materiality was never my forte before. You know, when I
Wow,
was a
you learned a
kid.
lot in that one. Ooh,
Yeah, it's
art.
soft skill. I was always
Yeah.
better at like being architectural, the big movements, being
Right.
bold, all that.
I was always so impressed with the sort of text. I remember I visited you in YP,
Yeah.
and then you're like, I just saw like all the
I
little
thought you were like, oh,
textiles.
when's all this junk, you know?
No, that was so cool. Like all this
Yeah.
like textiles and
Yeah,
stuff. It was like
yeah.
so cool. And you're like, you have
Yeah.
to go through. That's
Yeah.
another world for me because I don't deal with too much
Materiality.
tangible.
Yeah,
That's
that's true.
really cool. I was like, wow.
Yeah, and then even back then, I suppose I had like a underlying fascination with like, you know, merging something that is like not tangible into something that is like physical. So for that mock-up room, for that typical guest room,
Yeah.
for
Wow.
Park at Hangzhou, I actually went to Hangzhou myself.
You know, do you get to stay in your own place? The place
No,
you
no, no,
created?
no. It was that. It was like, yeah. I went back to Hong Kong and I
Yeah.
decided to just join a tour, and then I went to Shanghai and Hangzhou.
Yeah.
I went there myself and I took a lot of pictures, and then like Hangzhou is famous for the West Lake.
Yeah.
And so they're in comparison like more southern, not as south as Hong Kong, but then they're known for their lake scenes and very like poetic things.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
even back in the days they had a lot of like poets, like it's all very scholar, very soft, right? Like how Beijing is like dry and it's like not next to, but it's Gobi.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes you get the sandstorms.
Exactly.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's very dry. It's very masculine.
Yeah.
And Hangzhou and Shanghai is all about like
Yeah.
very warm, very not feminine, but very soft. Like very scholar, very romantic almost. So I wanted to try to capture the light and shadow and reflection that bounces off from the West Lake.
Yeah.
So I started playing with, usually when you work on a guest room, like the headboard is usually the feature, right, of the room. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be, but then most of the time it has to have some kind of, like eye-catching effect, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Anyways, and then we figured out the room more or less, like very vaguely, and then I wanted to capture that feeling of what I just talked about, the reflection of the light and shadow and stuff. And then I started thinking, okay, if we're gonna have like the woodsy, like kind of like contemporary Chinese motifs and all that stuff, what if I can put this shadow inside this wood panel? And I started playing with different materials, and then I was like thinking, instead of usually how like wood panel is like wood veneer, and then it's backed with like kind of some kind of substrate, right? And then you have the second, and then you just kind of hang on to the drywall. What if I put like a 1-inch clear acrylic after the wood veneer?
Yeah.
And then so it's like a sandwich, right? And then I have the third layer of a laser cutout pattern, and then lit up all the way at the back of it.
Ooh, beautiful.
So you would have a very vaguely, not like a sharp cutout shadow. You would have a very vaguely cutout shadow of this tree, of a Chinese willow.
Wow.
And that will only show up when the night mode is on.
Oh, wow.
You don't see it during daytime. It's still there.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's the feature.
Yo, I gotta go to Hangzhou. I gotta go check. I gotta go there, man.
Maybe you can like look up that guest room, and then you can put it in the video.
Yeah, send me if there's images you have and all that. I can definitely see if we can overlay it while you're talking, and I can probably like put that in the video.
Like till this day, I'm still very proud of it because like
that's great, man. Congrats.
That's it's not just obvious expensiveness, I suppose. Like it's something that is very romantic, and I put into something that is the context is just right.
I think yeah, and I think
and it's beautiful.
It's beautiful, and the concept is very powerful, very
Yeah.
strong concept. But you're able to like just articulate the poetry.
Yeah, but it's still beautiful, right?
Yeah.
The constructability.
Yeah.
It's not like something that
balancing.
you poke it and then it's gonna get damaged, right? It's still practical, yes.
Yeah, totally. So you're really able to balance everything out and just have have it in such a way that it just hits all the spots, all the marks.
Yeah.
That's
and
great.
it kind of like it just kind of hides in the room, and
Yeah.
it comes out as a surprise during the night.
That's cool.
It's something that it stays there, it stays in your mind.
Yeah.
You cannot bring it with you. I mean, yeah, you can take a picture, but it's never the same that you know, compared to when you actually experience it in person in the room during nighttime, you know, in that setting.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Yeah. Plus, you know, how, you know, those in a hotel, like 5-6 stars, they have the best lighting ever, right?
Yeah.
So the lighting is like very soft, it's very like romantic.
Ah, man.
And along with all the, you know, the pieces in the different rooms, and then the layout of the room is it's great. We even have like a little a vignette
Yeah.
where the study area is actually right in front of the full height glazing wall.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this light edge task table, and then on both sides, and then you look back into the bedroom, and then both sides you have these like bifolding contemporary Chinese screens with drawn glass.
Oh, wow.
And then next to it you have like a mini bar with hand painted Chinese calligraphy, water painting inspired. It's like a lacquer box, but it's got this like, you know, blue, green, teal color of this lotus leaf.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Freaking hell. Okay, one question. So or when you were working on that project, is
Yeah.
every room, I mean, there's different rooms, different sizes, different things you have to put together, right?
Yeah.
So like, you were responsible for putting.
So I was responsible for mainly the typical guest room. So
But there are different types, though, right?
yeah, so it depends on the architectural envelope, right? But then usually the developer or the hotel operator, you know, the owner, they would have what we call a matrix.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's based on what they speculate will have them generate with the revenue, right? So there are numbers backing up, right? The business stuff.
Wow.
So they have to calculate what's the percentage, how many typical guest rooms they have to put in that building.
Yeah.
And then the odd corners, it could be like connecting guest rooms. So maybe like one typical guest room that has a connecting door that sometimes you see at the corner of the building.
Yeah.
That is connecting to like a bigger suite.
Right.
Sometimes it could be like 3 of them can be all connected into, you know, like converting into like a
bigger space.
Yeah,
Wow.
executive suite. So it has like, you know, it gets like bigger and bigger and bigger, and then obviously more expensive.
Yeah.
But then ultimately, you know, the quantity of typical guest rooms would still be, you know, still take up most of the space.
Yes.
Because those are the easiest ones to
Of course.
sell,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Still
So
expensive.
it's when we yeah. So
Still expensive.
when we design a hotel, the typical guest room, we would do a live mock-up.
Yeah.
Make sure everything works.
Wow, live
lighting. Yeah. Back then for that project, the building wasn't built yet, so we actually did everything out of one of those container.
Like a prototype.
It was built out of you know, those metal containers.
Yeah, those crates.
Those crates, yes.
Did one have a crate?
Yeah, we did. We even did a corridor, fully functioned, water,
In a
everything,
crate.
HVAC, yeah, in a crate. With
hard.
Yeah, with the corridor in two rooms. Next
Okay,
to
that's
each other.
news to me. So that's wow, that's kind of cool.
Off the site. It was on the same site.
Yo, man,
but
hook
it
that
was
up.
off to the
Okay, I
side,
live in
yeah.
that one, and I'll
And
be sure that.
then the rumors that they spent
What?
over $1 million
Oh my
on
god!
that thing.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
It was,
That's crazy.
everything in there was top notch because back then, like, I was really willing to spend the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an inside scoop. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, all that you learn, the abundance of knowledge,
Yeah.
like, it's just incredible. Like, and now it's, you know, I mean, look at you now. Now you're on your own.
I don't know. Look at me now. You know, I'm like,
That's
actually, there's something interesting that we can talk about. It's like, you know, how when I really decided to like venture on my own, it's almost like wiping a clean slate. You know, you know, like the treatments that I had when I was working for those firms, meaning, you know, flying business class, right? And then it's a very egoistic kind of thing, you know, like you feel good, you know, like working for like a very well-established companies, right? Yeah, it's good. I'm not saying that it's bad that you can work for
I think it's
companies,
great.
but then I just feel like it's time for me to try something else.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, all those bosses, they treat me very well. You know, they're all very
absolutely.
I was very lucky, you know, like, to be working with them and to be like learning beside them.
You're not just like it. You're talented. Come on, you are.
But still, you know, like still, yeah. Okay, let's just put it that way. You know, I was useful. Okay, I was helpful and useful. Okay, and then I had all those opportunities, but then I had to kind of like, you know, push myself to get out of my comfort zone, because I know it's like that Chinese saying: if you're not moving forward, you are already behind, because people around you are moving forward.
Wow, that is very Chinese.
Is it?
What
are you talking about?
No, it's very ingrained in our DNA in a way,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But is it fear management? Is it anxiety? I don't know. But then I think it's a good motivational thing with a little bit of fear management, I suppose. Like, why you're scaring yourself? But yeah. I feel like, you know, I was already kind of like, I was already the director, right?
Yeah.
And then that's it. No more. You know.
Okay. I see. Okay.
And
so
unless my boss was willing to, you know,
take the next step.
Yeah, like to take me in as one of the partners, but they have no plan of that.
Yeah.
And then am I just gonna keep doing this? You know, and then when I find out I was only I'm 39 right now, so 2 years ago, 36, 37.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a long time to go. You know.
Yeah.
And it just, everything just felt right, and then plus I like, you know, like, forget about all the egoistic stuff, you know, the nice treatment, all the perks and all that stuff. I think really deep inside, I just wanted to have more freedom. I suppose I got more greedy on demanding my own freedom. Not like, when do I, like, you know, the freedom of like getting to choose what project I want to work on. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's almost. I mean,
or lifestyle.
It's also like in the tech sector too, right? I mean, like like a lot of my peers and people, just in general, like they call it the golden handcuffs in a way. Because in some ways, it's like,
there's the golden parachute. For
the golden parachute.
The corporate, right?
Yeah,
the corporate
exactly.
world.
Yeah, it's like it's so. See, what for me, what I've observed is that it's a lot of people who are talented and work for a very well-respected company, especially in the tech sector, get paid incredible salaries, health benefits, whole 9 yards. You got like,
it's really hard to leave.
Restaurants.
It's really hard to leave. Yeah.
And food, they change the menu every freaking day.
Yeah.
You know, do your own laundry, everything's taken care of.
Yes.
And then they have you in there, and
all
then
the perks, all the
perks,
special treatment.
That and to each their own. Some people like it, they love it, but some people are just like, they don't know anything else, and they're locked in, and they can't. And then there's times that they really want to get out, but they can't.
That's the fear that I always had at the back of my head. I was like, what if, you know, by the time I get to 50, you know, it could be like, physically I cannot be devoted as I was before.
Right.
Then I became, the same word, less useful. You know, and then I got replaced, or I bumped down, or whatever. Then I had, you know, nothing to back myself up, you know.
And then as the saying goes, like, nothing ever lasts forever.
Yes, until you really hold your own fate in your own hands.
Yeah, exactly. Then you're 100% accountable.
Yeah.
And then this is where, you know, we have to, how do I say, navigate through this very volatile world in our own way. And that's what I've been doing too. And I feel that I actually have no regrets going this route. Like, I rather take a hit in my paycheck, like half the amount of what these people are making, because honestly,
it's the freedom, you know.
The freedom, it's the freedom, and nothing. 100%. At least, like, for me, okay, everyone's different, but for me, like, nothing, like can compare.
Nothing compares
to the freedom, and also like learning as a human being.
as a person,
Yeah.
intuitively navigating this world through our own lens. And I mentioned in my previous episode that I actually embrace volatility. I love the unknowns. I love the uncertainties. I don't see it as a negative thing. It's a positive thing for me, because if I don't have that in my life, then I actually feel agitated. I feel something's not right.
Sooner or later, when
Yeah.
you especially that's why most people, when they hit the middle age, midlife crisis, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. That's exactly it. Because people hit a
You never
crisis.
got to do what
You
you
never-
really wanted to do because you didn't spend enough time to understand what you really wanted
want
to
to
do.
do.
Or really face that moment when you started having doubt about
Yeah.
your career, what you're doing, why do you have,
Yeah, what was the
why is
what's
that
the
family, why
purpose?
all the kids, like what, and then you started crying, buying Ferraris, right? Having kids that you don't know,
Right. Oh my God. No, don't buy Ferrari, please. No.
having extended family that you don't know of,
Yeah. I was like, why? Yeah.
just
So
to find
just
yourself.
to find yourself. So
Yeah.
you try to find it in the most like the short amount of time. The midlife crisis is really about finding yourself in the short amount of time.
Yeah.
But often it's
It's a
why that
replacement of sorts, right?
Yeah,
like
but
it could be a car.
it could be a car, but the car like,
Citrus,
oh God.
It's all very egoistic.
But
you know?
but it's short lived because
Yeah.
it's materialism,
Yeah.
and that doesn't.
In
doesn't help
the end,
you.
it still doesn't. It still doesn't fill that hole, that
No.
void.
So the whole void is something that needs to be cherished and embellished
Yeah.
through many years.
So it's almost like if we imagine, like a building, like a structure.
Yeah.
Over the time, this void, because you didn't face it early on,
Yeah.
this void becomes bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And then to the point where it started to collapse.
Yeah.
So some people choose to fill it with material things,
Which is the easiest
right? Which is
and
the
the
easiest.
fastest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but these quick things,
Yeah, exactly.
because there's no structural
No
properties in there.
No.
It's not.
Just depreciation.
It's just like imagine this big hole, right, in the structure, and then you like fill it with cement, but within these cement
Oh, God.
paste, it has
Yeah.
no structure to connect it to the actual original structure of this building,
No,
right?
it's not. You're
So
just,
you're
you're
doing
just
nothing.
You're just
Yeah.
shoehorning shit together.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Yeah,
It's
it's rough
trivial.
and duct tape. It's just glue.
It's
You're
glue.
pouring glue on it. It's like, and it's doing nothing, right? Yeah, maybe it filled that hole like a little bit for a very short
God.
moment. But it's just it doesn't help with it, and then this hole just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Bigger.
And then to the point where people start to have midlife crisis, or just let things collapse, have this epiphany. Some people will finally face it honestly,
Yeah.
and
Get
then
through
and
it,
then be able to get through it, and by a clean slate, and really start going back to what they really want to do, and try to build that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether it's successful or not, nobody knows, but at least
They try.
they try, right?
Yeah.
But some people will try to build some kind of reinforcing structure outside of this collapsing structure,
Yeah.
to kind of like reinforce it, hopefully this thing that don't collapse, but you're using a lot more force on
Yeah.
things that are not really helping. So it's like keeping a false facade,
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
until the moment that you like you stop breathing.
Yeah.
And, fine, it's over.
And then.
It's so dramatic.
Oh,
It's so dramatic, but then like when we talk, it's like we have all these graphics. It's almost like cinematic,
Yeah, all these visions.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I get it, and I don't want to dive into conspiracies and shit, but like, it's really how our system was
Right.
made.
Yeah.
This is the system
You
that.
can keep denying it, but it's gonna hit you one way or another.
Yeah. It's,
Life is gonna show you one way or another.
One way or the other. And
And we didn't come up with the term midlife crisis.
no, it's not.
A lot of people do go through it.
It is.
I know people from.
I know people too.
Yeah, it could be contractors. It could be, like very.
Like and then all those people that I know that is like, oh, I wish I traveled more and went through here. And I was thinking about it earlier today. I was like, my goodness, like, I am very great. Like, how did I get to here? And I'm still moving forward. But like,
Yeah.
I'm grateful to the fact that I can align my passion
Yeah.
with a career, but also this career allows me to create.
It gives back.
It gives back.
It gives back. Yeah.
It gives back to me. I learn more about myself.
Yeah.
Okay, I learn more about myself.
It's like kinetic energy.
Kinetic energy is like
It's like your audience know what the fuck is talking about.
Yeah.
You know, like it's kinetic energy.
But
you have
it's
to
a feedback loop.
Yeah, but you have to start doing first.
You gotta start. That's the hardest.